share the link with you.
Yes.
We got around 30 registration, but maybe people are celebrating Saturday today.
Yeah.
And in Europe, it's 12 p.m. right now. I think in India, 3:30.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Himanshu, we can start. So Dr. Rai will introduce first, then we'll start.
Yeah. Let me share my screen first, and I would like to introduce Dr. Himanshu, and then we
Okay,
can
then
proceed. So, yes, is the slide visible to all?
Not now.
mm,
Yes. Yeah, it's
yes.
visible. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can start now, and a very warm welcome to all of you. And in today's webinar, we are going to discuss about Marie Curie Co-Fund Postdoctoral Fellowship. And we have Dr. Himanshu Kumar, who is going to discuss more about this fellowship, because he is already on this fellowship and doing his postdoctoral from the Czech Republic. So before moving ahead, I would like to discuss about myself. So who am I? I am also a Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship awardee. I have received this fellowship this year, means for the 2025 fall. And along with me, my co-host, Dr. Vicky Nandal, who is also a Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship awardee, and he is currently doing his postdoc at Czech Academy of Sciences, Institute of Physics. He is also a Czechia Chair of Marie Curie Alumni Association. So, very quickly, I would like to discuss what we have already discussed in our previous webinar. In the first webinar, which was very interesting for everyone, and so many people joined. And if you missed that webinar, then I would request you to please go to our YouTube channel and watch the recording, because if you are planning to apply for the Marie Curie this year, then this webinar is going to help you a lot. So, very quickly, I would like to show what we discussed in the previous webinar. So we discussed about the Marie Curie Fellowship, its eligibilities, deadlines, funding, salaries, how to find a suitable post supervisor, post country, what was the previous year cutoffs. The cutoff was very high for the last year, so that also we discussed. Then we discussed very important point, that was proposal evaluation criteria. And in that part, we discussed about the excellence, impact, and implementation. And Dr. Piti Nandal brought some very real comments which were given by the reviewer. So that was very important, I think, if you are planning to write Marie Curie Fellowship this year. So that is going to help you a lot, definitely. And then we also discussed some key elements for a successful proposal and common mistakes to avoid. Okay. So if you are new to this platform, ScholarTank, or if you missed that webinar, then please go and watch that. It is available on the YouTube channel. So if you want more details about us, what we do, and how we can help you, or if you want us to review your Marie Curie proposal, then you can definitely contact us on scholartime26@gmail.com. So now moving ahead, I would like to welcome Dr. Himanshu Rai, who is also a Marie Curie Co-Fund Fellow. So Dr. Himanshu is currently working as a MSCA Co-Fund Postdoctoral Fellow in the Department of Industrial Laser Application, Himanshu Center, Institute of Physics, Czech Academy of Sciences, Prague, Czech Republic. And he received his PhD from IIT Jammu, India, and has 2 years of postdoctoral research experience, including 1 year at IIT Jammu just after his PhD, and 1 year at Himanshu Center in Prague. And after that, his overall, I would say that his research focuses on laser stock peeling and materials for extreme environments. So if any of you working in this field, in this research area, then definitely you can contact him for any kind of collaboration as well. Also, he has published 10 CI Index journal papers, 7 book chapters, and received various awards and fellowships, which includes University Gold Medal in 2014 for his bachelor's, And after that, he also received Distinguished International Student Fellowship by the Ministry of Education, Taiwan, where he was working his master's after completing his bachelor's. And he received this fellowship in the year 2015. So this is all about Dr. Himanshu Kumar, and we would like to know more about him when we start presenting. And now I would like to request Dr. Vicky to please go ahead and carry forward this webinar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Himanshu Rai. Hi, Himanshu Kumar. So yeah, I think you have prepared some slides, so you can share that.
Yeah.
So we have two Himanshu now, so it's a little confusion. So I have to call
Yeah.
with sir. So yeah, you can share your slide.
So I think it is visible to everyone.
Yeah, it is visible. After your slides, then we will do more interactive sessions. So people like who have joined, they can ask if they have any particular question, they can ask in comments, and we will like discuss with Dr. Himanshu Kumar and Dr. Rai. So yeah, Himanshu, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Vicky and Dr. Rai, for the nice introduction. And I am Himanshu, and I'm working as a MSCA COFUND Postdoctoral Fellow at HiLess Center. And today we'll discuss about MSCA COFUND Postdoctoral Fellowship. Before going to discuss the main agenda of today's talk, I will just discuss about my HiLess Center. So the HiLess is a part of Institute of Physics, Czech Academy of Sciences, and it is a R&D institutions, and which makes the lasers and laser applications. And it is located at outer skirt of the Prague, and it's known as Doliny Brezheny. It is south of the Prague, and it is having more than 700 meters square of laboratories and experimental hall dedicated to cutting edge laser application. The purpose of the HiLess Center is taking laser technology from discovery to impact, and the mission is pushing boundary limits and turning abstract idea into practical solution. And the vision of HiLess Center is defining the future of high-power laser technology for the world. The key focus area of HiLess Center is the high-tech laser manufacturing technology, space-borne laser technology, defense application, as well as AI and automations. The organizational structure is divided into four. One is advanced laser development team, which works on the development of advanced laser. And my team is industrial laser application team, in which we work on the different industrial laser application, project management, and engineering and technology support. So we are having different kind of laser for the different purpose. So we are having most powerful laser is known as BVOI, which is having 150 joule pulse laser. It is a nanosecond laser, and which is used for laser shock peening and for different other purposes. And Kazi and Perla is a nanopicosecond thin disk laser, and Easter is also a like 5 joule laser. The platforms for the application is like industrial laser application. It is further divided into three subgroups. One is laser shock peening and laser damage threshold and laser micro machinings. So now I am moving to our main agenda today, so which is MSCA COFUND eligibility criteria. So MSCA COFUND is a fellowship which is supported by the Mary Skłodowska-Curie Action Co-funding for regional, national, and international program under the European Union Horizon Europe Research and Innovation Program. And the eligibility criteria is applicant must have successfully defended his PhD degree, or he has already obtained the PhD degree, but he should not have more than 8 years of experience in the full-time researcher, and researcher must not have reside or carry out his main activities like work or study in the European Union or any host country, which is more than 12 months in past 36 months. So this is like mobility rule for the MSCA fellowship. So MSCA COFUND Fellowship, what makes it competitive is the international competition. Like many people from higher caliber, from the global applicant pool from all across the world, people apply for this fellowship, and it is having excellence driven. Scientific quality is prioritized, but it must coupled with the career development. And the career development is the strong training, supervision, secondment plans. So we need to focus on these kind of things in our proposal. Mobility and intersectorial exposure. So mobility rule and industrial secondment broaden skills and employability. Impact beyond the academia, transitions, dissemination, and the societal values are essential evaluation element which evaluator mostly they look in your proposal. The key message is good science alone is not enough. Demonstrating training, career trajectory, and broader impact is important for your proposal. Host and supervisor selection practical criteria, how we will select your host and host supervisor. So choosing a host institution, it is in my thinking like first you just look for the expertise which is matching with you and what are the infrastructure is needed to carry out your project is essential. So you look for the infrastructure whether it is available with the host institutes, and the check with the supervisor commitment and the track record of the mentoring, whether it is already mentoring any like MSCA fellows or not. So you can also check for that, and checking the training environment, networks, and the industrial link, like how it is linked to the industrial partners. So choosing a host supervisor, the next criteria. So in a strong application and funding history of the supervisor, you may check. Also, the active international collaboration, mentorship culture, and documented supervision plan, availability for regular reviews and career guardians. So the quick tip is pair a realistic work plan with a host and supervisor who will support training, resources, and risk mitigation. Combination of this strength overall, it will increase your overall score during the evaluation process of your proposal. So the selection process overview I will talk about. The selection process overview mainly it is composed of two stages. First one is the written proposal review. So in that one, they will just review your written proposal by three international independent reviewers, and followed by the interview is the second process. And the weightage criteria, they will give 1 to 5 scoring scale. So in written proposal evaluation, criteria for weightage is excellence is 50%, impact is 25%, and implementation is 25%. And the minimum threshold is 75%. And the top candidates, like approximately 2 times of the available position in the, like how much position they will fund this year. So approximately 2 times of that position, they will invite for the interview. And in the interview evaluation, they will just discuss the scientific discussion, which weightage is 50%, CV and track record is 30%, and they will also assess your non-scientific and transferable skills during the interview process, which score about 20%. And based upon that, they will make the final ranking. So they will take 70% of the written proposal evaluation and 30% of the interview evaluation, and they will just prepare the final merit list. And based upon that, they will select the process. What evaluator want during first stage of a project evaluation? So excellence is the first criteria which is score more is around 50%. So quality, novelty, methodology, and feasibility of the project, interdisciplinary, intersectorial, and innovative aspect of the project, gender dimension and other diversity aspect which cover in the excellence part, and the quality and the two-way of the knowledge transfer and training, quality of past scientific achievement given their career stage, scientific relevance of the choice of supervisor, appropriateness of the secondment. So these things will cover under the excellence part. And in the impact part, fellowship impact on the applicant's career, like how this fellowship is going to improve the career of the applicant, and the quality and feasibility of the proposed research. Measures to disseminate, communicate, and exploit the project results, including different target groups like scientific or non-scientific audience, or you can go for the different outreach activities. And the third part is the implementation part. In implementation part, they will check for the quality and feasibility of the work plan, appropriateness of the allocated resources, scientific and others, overall management, risk assessment, and appropriateness of the infrastructure equipment for the successful execution of the project. So excellence is scoring much around 50%. And what to emphasize is the novelty and scientific quality. So frame your question against current literature and explain the novelty in the excellence part. The second is robust methodology, detailed experimental design, control sample size, and analysis plan. So show the feasibility, like your proposed idea is feasible to the evaluators so that it will score higher. And interdisciplinary strength, like highlight team expertise, complementary skills, and cross-field collaboration for the successful execution of your proposed research. And training and supervision, so concrete training activities, secondment, and measurable career gains for the fellows. The next is how to score high in excellence part. Structure your argument. So problem statement, clearly state the scientific or societal challenges you address. Research gap, explain what is missing in current database or literature. Proposed solution, describe your approach and why it is appropriate and feasible. Then innovation, explain how your work improves on and differ from existing methods. So the key message is use concise subheadings and evidence preliminary data pilot studies to make the logic chain unmistakable. So writing strong objectives, examples, and tips. So mostly people will just write to study the cancer biomarkers, for examples. So it is looks like not a good objective. So good objective is to write is constructive, like to identify and validate novel circulating biomarkers for early stage pancreatic cancer using multi-omic approaches and machine learning classifier for improved diagnostic sensitivity. So the excellent formula is current knowledge, research gap, hypothesis, objective, and methodology, and what is the final expected outcome. So characteristics of the strong objective is specific and time-bound, measurable and realistic, and linked to clear impact and training outcomes. The quick tip is turn each objective into mini plan, deliverables, milestone, and required resources and risk. Then map them to your work packages. The common methodology weaknesses. So where many applicants lose points, method that feel generic, lack operational details, and omits contingency planning. Evaluator reward clear feasibility protocol with built-in risk mitigation. So method is too generic, like mostly people will get this comment like this method is too generic. So replace high-level statement with step-by-step procedure and sample size, instrument, and parameters. And sometimes we get the comment from the reviewers like lack of details. So some essential details are missing. So specify those essential details, timelines, data formats, calibration, and analysis. So reviewer can judge the feasibility of your project, whether it is feasible or not. The next is no contingency plan. Sometimes contingency plan is not added in the proposal. So include alternatives for experiment and equipment failures to show realistic preparedness for the execution of the project. The next is the risk management. So make it explicit. For each work packages, list like risk, probability, impact, and clear mitigation plan. So a proposal without risk management appearance, it appears like unrealistic to the evaluators. So always like specify the risk and the how will you, like it is a higher risk or medium risk or low risk, and if there is some risk, then how will you going to mitigate those risks. So identify different kind of risk, like technical risk, or you will lose the data, so you have some data backup plans and timelines, and like you have some buffer time in those plannings. And partner dependency risk, so like if you are depending on the one partner, so you should have some other alternatives, so that the reviewers will see like yes, it is feasible. And the SS is rate likelihood and impact, prioritize the top 3 risk per work packages. And mitigation, like how will you mitigate that? Contingency method, backup data set, alternative lab, or timeline buffers, or you are having some industrial collaboration from where you will assess those equipments and you will complete the project within the time frame. And monitor and regular review points trigger threshold reallocation of the resources. Risk example by work packages like experimental failure, so pre-registered pilots or backup plans. Experimental issue, then you are having some partner lab or rental agreement or some other partners where you can successfully you can execute your project. If you, in case of data loss, you should have some automatic backups. Collaborator unavailability, so secondary collaborator, okay, you have already listed in the proposal, so like it will show the feasibility of the project. The second part is the impact, which is score 25% of the uh, total score. So broaden your definition. In impact is frequently underestimated. Evaluator allocates substantial weightage to the convincing realistic impact pathways behind the publication. So in that one, you should have like some career development, new technique, leadership roles, what training you will do during this fellowship and how it will improve your career to the next level. And also some societal benefit, how your proposal is going to like serve the society for like health outcome, public services, environmental improvement with measurable indicators. And industry relevance, how your like proposal and proposed work is related to the industry, and how we are going to do the knowledge transfer, open database, software tool, or training material, workshop with end-to-end users. And the next is the dissemination, communication, and exploitation plans, which is important in your proposal. So like how you are going to disseminate your results, like target scientific peers and in the form of high quality scientific publications, conferences, and data sharing, and in form of preprint you are going to disseminate your result. And where you are going to communicate your result, like whether you are going to communicate to the general public or in conferences, how we will communicate through the social media or with the public talks, and participating in the different outreach activities like science fair and European researcher nights. Also, the exploitation of your result data, which is actionable use of result, you are going to file some patent, spin-offs, and some clinical adoption or industrial collaboration. So the quick tip is clearly mention the dissemination, communication, and exploitation activities in your proposed research. The implementation work plan and Gantt chart. So implementation is scores 25%, which required a tight justified timeline, clear deliverables, and resources allocation. So answer the evaluator's central question, like can this project be completed successfully within the proposed time frame, which is 2 years, and include the task, deliverable, milestone, dependencies, and resource noted. Add timeline buffer and responsible person for each milestones, like how we are going to finish this project. You are having the available resources and the available skilled person in your laboratory or in your host institution or in your secondment institutions. So proposal writing, what to do. So it is based upon my experience. So contact host earlier, secure host support, define supervision, and plan for your secondment. The start developing the proposal earlier. So clear novelty statement and why it matters to the field. And you are having some time for the iteration, like you can like iterate it several times. Read the fellowship guidelines, follow the program rules and evaluation criteria precisely, because in evaluation in the project proposal you have to only write in 10 pages and you have to fulfill with all the information. So if you will not write it carefully, you may be mistaken. So strong training plans also is one of the tools. Map skill to activity, supervision, and measurable milestones, and clear figures. If you are using any figures, so use simplified figures that communicate method and timelines at a glance, in mainly in the Gantt chart, and alignment with the call. frame impact and excellence to match call objective and keywords. The next one is internal reviews. So you can share your proposal with your like scientific non-scientific colleagues or your friends to read it before the submission and ask for their feedback on your proposal. What not to do in your proposal. So last minute writing. So rush proposal have gaps, weakness, justification, and avoidable mistakes. Over ambitious projects. So design objective which is doable and realistic within the fellowship time frame or within 2 years, and generic impact, tailor impact to stakeholder and clearly describe pathway to impact. Weak secondment justification. Explain specific skill, task, and outcome expected from the secondment. And poor formatting, clean layout, readable font, and consistent figure style improve reverse perception. Ignoring the evaluators. So, like in the interview, next step, when they will ask to address the strength and weaknesses of the proposal, you don't need to ignore any comment from the reviewer, because those reviewer, three international reviewer, which already read your proposal and given the comment, they are only going to sit in your interview process. So they will ask those clarifications in the interview. So what evaluator want during the second stage of the project evaluation? So like once your project is scored the threshold above the threshold value around 70%, but that one is not enough, because if the someone is scoring maybe 95, so they will select the double of the available seats from the top, and remaining they will not consider for the next step. And those fellows will be called for the interviews, and in the interview they will mainly assess the scientific discussions, which is score 50%, and curriculum bias, which is score 30%, and non-scientific skill is 20%. So in scientific discussion they will ask you to present your research project idea in typically 15 minutes, and then applicant specific vision for their field, addressing strength and weaknesses, which is already raised in the written evaluation report, and quality of the applicant given their career stage, quality of the past scientific work they will assess, and relevance between the applicant profile and the research proposal. They will also assess the non-scientific skills like applicant career vision and expectation, independent thinking, critical thinking, analytical and problem solving skills, social skills, leadership potential, and those things, potential acquire new knowledge, collaboration across discipline. They will ask in the interview like, do you have any international collaborator? If yes, then who and which university? Because they are from your field and they know each other because they read their work. So they will ask you whether you are talking genuinely or not. So they will assess all those skills during the interview process. So preparing the interview presentation, mostly you will write the introduction. So briefly introduce the state of the art and research question, research gap, clearly novelty statement and why it matters to the field, objectives and methodology, expected impact like scientific, societal, and career impact, how it is going to improve your career, how this trainings and this fellowship. Also, you plan your training, like how you will improve and gain the skills during the fellowship, and why you and why this fellowship. So how MSCA accelerate your career trajectory, you have to answer these questions. And typical interview questions which I have faced, I have just make a list of that, like why is your project innovative, why this host institution, and why the plant secondment, why you have not chosen other institute. So you need to have some justifications. And why are you main risk and mitigate the strategy, what is your hypothesis fail, and what is your alternative plans for that, how will this fellowship advance your career. So the key message is prepare concise evidence-based responses, mostly 30 to 90 seconds each. And they will also assess the non-scientific skills like communication skills, explain complex idea clearly, some tell the cohesive story during your presentation, during question answer. Also, they will assess your leadership skills. They will ask about your previous work, like what were your position, whether you are mentoring some students like master's student or bachelor's student, and how you tackle the challenges, conflicts if it is in the team, then how you resolve those conflicts, and the teamwork. So demonstrate collaboration skills and how you will integrate with the host team. And independence, balance independence within the willingness, and learn from the supervisor and secondment host, and the project management skills if you are having this. So they will assess these non-scientific skills during the interview process. So realistic timeline and deliverables and contingency plans. So the key message is communicate confidently and clear with clarity throughout the interview process. So what are the recommendations for the applicants? So I have few recommendations for the applicants. So start the process earlier, like 3 to 4 months earlier. Build the host relationship with the host institute. Frame realistic objectives. Focus on excellence part. Strengthen the impact and develop training plans. Include risk and mitigation in the proposal. Get multiple internal reviews before final submission, and practice interview extensively in advance. Be confident during the interviews. So what are the key takeaway from this for the applicants? So right mindset, time commitment, two-way knowledge transfer, like what will you transfer to the host institute and what will you gain from the host institute? So it should not be like one side, like I will learn this, but what you will transfer to the, what skills do you have, you will transfer to the host institute. It is also important. And fellowship impact on your career, exploitation, dissemination and communication, and request your colleague to read your proposal. So thank you very much for your attention. And now I am ready to take your questions.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Himanshu Kumar, for your like very detailed presentation. I think many of the questions like when people have, they are already cleared from this presentation. So we can discuss now, like it is like more interactive session, like people can ask, or we will discuss like major questions like which people usually have. So we have one question from Jan. So they have attended our previous webinar. It was useful. Okay, so if some people they didn't attend previous webinars, you can check that as well. So we have detailed about the Marie Curie PF, and not today we are talking about like Marie Curie CoFund Fellowship. So there is one question. Please let us know how this CoFund, like MSCA CoFund, is different than MSCA PF. So yeah, first you can tell, then we can add on something.
Yeah, sure. So in CoFund, generally the host institute get the funding from the Marie Curie and also from the regional and the industrial partners, and in a specific area of specialization. So they will recruit the postdoctoral fellow and they will follow the same like MSCA PF guidelines. But the main difference it is a specific area, and we need to just check their area, and from that area, if it is matching with our expertise, then we can apply for that. And there is slightly change in the salary, like they are having slightly lower salary than the MSCA PF. So I think this is only the basic difference, but other implementation and other things are, I think, the similar.
Okay, so can you like discuss a little more about like which was your CoFund Fellowship and how it is different? Like we already understand like it is little like proposal is a little bit similar, but like in like MSCA PF we do not have any, for example, any interview, that is completely proposal based.
Yes.
Yeah, but in most of the CoFunds, these are mainly they conduct like interview, right? So can you detail about like your one, like how it, like what was the specific in that, like for physics, chemistry, like related to what?
Yeah, so for me, it was specific for the physics and condensed matter physics, as well as like some material for the extreme environment. So I work in high entropy alloy, so it matches with my area of expertise, like high entropy alloy for the cryogenic or for hydrogen storage applications. So I applied in this, and like how I can use the lasers, like I can connect with the host institute expertise, like how I can use lasers to improve the fatigue strength of the materials. So I use this expertise and I connected with the main program guidelines and the area of expertise. So generally they have recruited 30 fellows in the first call. So in that call, first they have gone through, we have just submitted the proposal same as MSCA PF, and they have just selected the top 60 candidates from that. And afterwards, they call top 60 candidate for the interview or next step. So they also share the reviewers, 3 independent reviewers comment with us, which they have just uh, like uh, they have just written some comments about your strength and weaknesses of your proposal, like excellence part, impact part, and implementation part. So we need to like address all those comments during the interview session, because in the interview session all those 3 interviewers will be there in the panel, as well as someone from the Marie Curie chairperson, someone like there will be some 5 to 10 people in the panel, and they will ask all those questions and skills sets which I have described.
Okay, so this CoFund looks like more like in terms of number, this doesn't look like much competitive, because in MSCPF there are like more than 17,000 application, for example, last year. But in CoFund at this moment, they're selecting like if 100 people are applying, they're giving to 30. So it seems like less competitive, but nowadays also people are applying a lot. And this is like, as we understand, so this is very specific, topic specific. Like in your case, it was
Yes.
physics for future. So this is mainly for physics. But in some university, they have like for bio. In some, they have like general, like open to all fields. Their call. So we recommend to participants here who are attending this webinar. So they keep checking about the MSCA COFUND postdoctoral fellowship. So they are like several in institutes, like in one institute in some country, then they can check in Belgium. They can check their what is the like criteria, if this is specific topic based or general. So they can keep checking that. And like I think in your case in P4F, they had like 2 calls, right?
Yes, they have 2 calls.
So first they selected 30, then next time also they selected 30.
30.
Right.
Yes.
So it is still open, or they closed the call?
The
Like,
call is already
if you are
closed. Call is
okay,
already
so this
closed.
call they already took like 2 round of like applicants. They already, your institute will apply again, and then they get like they can open this CoFund call again. Okay, so this is understood, right? I think if the applicant they have some question, they can ask us right now if they have question regarding CoFund or MSCPF. I think there is also one you are writing in some country in Europe, for example, let's say Germany. If you're writing in Germany, if they have institute have some call, so someone can apply for the CoFund as well as the MSCPF. Am I right? I mean, what is your saying that?
Yes, like people can apply for the both. Like if someone is having like even the seal of excellence in scoring greater in the MSCA PF, and they can also apply for the CoFund, because there they will consider those applications as well. And I think the URSS is the best website to check these CoFund calls. So URSS post these calls on their websites regularly. So I think if someone
Okay,
is
so
willing to check it, they can visit the
okay,
URSS website.
okay. So in email we will share the exact like website, so applicant can check like these CoFund calls as well as other open positions, right? Okay, so okay, let's start with the very basic question, like what motivated you to apply for this CoFund fellowship? Because did you work before this fellowship after a PhD, or this is your first project?
Yeah, this one was my first like open call, and I came to know with one of my colleague, which he was already there in the Czech Academy of Sciences. So he has just tell me about this call, and then I have applied for it because I have some area in laser. Like already, I have worked with the laser material processing, and Highlands Center is working on this industrial laser application. So we are matching with the expertise, and so I started discussion with my supervisor and then building up the proposal, and finally we have submitted it.
Okay, so we have one question from Suvarna. So they're asking like, can you please share the timeline of the call? Also, if you know about the success rate. So I think timeline for MSCA is 9th of September 26. And for CoFund, you have to check specific like which CoFund you are applying in which country. As we said, P4F, this Physics for Future, the call is already closed. So you can check in some other country, like in Belgium, there is one called IRIS CoFund Fellowship. So their deadline is 30th of June. So you have to talk to some professor or write as soon as possible. And I think if, can you share like in your case, in this P4F, so what was the success rate if we talk about in percentage?
So the
From
success rate was,
application to,
yeah, I think the around 300 people, I think, applied for this, and out of that 300, I think they have selected only 30 people.
okay, so this is also approx 10%, same like P4, this MSCA PF. The last year, the call, I mean, the event came. So the success rate was around 9.5 for European one. So this is quite similar. I think for all of the calls, this like 10 to 15%. And because of a lot of factors, for example, AI and scenarios, like war scenarios in other countries. So people are like applying a lot in Europe, moving in Europe. So these applications are increasing. This application percentage is increasing every year, but we have similar, I mean, same funding. So the success rate will decrease in future as well. Even we are hoping, I think, less than 10%. So people have to write very carefully when they're writing these proposals, like keeping all the points in mind. Okay. Okay, so many times people have doubt like how to find the best suitable supervisor or host institute, as well as which country they should go, and also they have like some people have question like, okay, they are writing to some professor about this fellowship, like it can be MSc PF or CoFund, but they hardly get reply. So how should they approach? Can you guide applicants here, like how should they approach the supervisor, on what basis they should approach?
Mainly it depends upon the supervisor, but I will say like first you just go through their work and also review their work, and also you just write like, I have gone through your work and it is really interesting. So catchy email you need to frame, as well as you should really read their work. You should not only see the area of expertise and write randomly. So they will come to know like whether you have really read their work or not. So I think I will suggest the people to just read their work, and if they are really interested in that, so first start with some chatting talks with them, and then finally you just tell like if you have any call in this area, like if like Marie Curie PF in the next year or any co-fund call, then please let me know. So they will let you know. So make the relationship and connections with them, so they will remember you.
Okay, so like for example, we can give one scenario. If someone is applying in this webinar and they are not getting replies from first professor, so what should they do? They should send a reminder, or they should approach some other professor. How should they approach?
First
Because
thing,
it is not always like when we write to someone and they will the first person will reply. So
definitely,
this is
definitely, the trust matters. Like if my colleague, someone is working, and if I will go through him, he knows my friend and colleague, so that one works better. So if he will recommend, then by the recommendation I will go. So I think that one is the best approach always. But if I don't know someone, so in that case, Like we have to send reminder to him like after 2 weeks, like after 15 days, just a gentle reminder if he is not replying, so that I am still awaiting for your response. Please give me some response. So definitely they will respond, they will reply you. And sometimes they are very busy, so they will ignore your email.
Okay, so in that case, what people should do? They should approach some other supervisor.
Yes,
Or
yes, I will recommend like they need to look for the another one.
right. This is the best way because when these calls are open, specific, for example, in one institute. So when you write to some big professor, they may because they may are getting very like a lot of emails from people, right? So they cannot
Yeah.
reply to everyone. So they write to someone who is like to whom they think like is more relevant to this call or have better CV or something like there are many factors. So you can approach maybe after waiting for 10 days or 15 days, then you can approach to some other. Don't wait like for entirely or don't discourage. Okay, if like I wrote to 3 people, no one is responding, so I'm not applying for this call. No, don't do that. Just go find some other one. The best way is if you have some collaboration, so you can talk to them in any country in Europe, for example, or if you read some papers like while doing your PhD, so you can genuinely mention like I read your these papers, explain clearly when you're writing email, like what is like you can write your half page or 1 page cover letter, like what is your idea? So always mention your idea as well. Don't just write, okay, as Dr. Himanshu mentioned, like don't just write, I read your paper, these are quite interesting. Don't write like AI, and don't use AI to write your email because anyone can understand, okay, this email is written by AI or not. Because I know many people are writing using AI, even to write an email to any professor. So they are quite smart enough so they can understand this is written by AI or you genuinely write, like wrote this email. So always write genuinely. If you read their papers, just mention some lines, like in 1 page cover letter. You can add your cover letter and CV as well, or your top 3 papers, and they can review that, or if you mention some idea like what you want to do in this call or in MSCA PF or CoFund, so then in that case they will definitely reply if they are working in similar field or something which can be like a collaboration can be done so that people can do two-way knowledge transfer. So yeah, follow this strategy and don't like encourage yourself and uh, go ahead with the next one if you're not getting reply from someone. Okay, so like in your case, you are like as you said, your friend already knew someone, so they recommended you, then you applied for them. Okay, that is also great. And why you choose that institute? I mean, did you also apply for MSCA PF or I mean
No,
because
no,
it
no.
is
I have not tried it. So first I found this co-fund, so I have not applied
okay,
for
okay,
PF.
okay. That's great. Okay, so now we will like move to next question. So how far in advance should candidate should start preparing, or at least not preparing? I will say, okay, let's how to find when they already searching for the host, like the professor or the uh, supervisor. So how like early they should start, because as we know for this year call, the deadline is 9th of September. So it's already I think July, August, September, three months are here. So should anyone, if anyone is attending this or listening to this webinar, so they still can apply this year or they should wait for next year?
I think they can still apply, they have time, but I recommend in my presentation like at least 3 to 4 months earlier the call they can
Okay.
contact the supervisor, because
Mhm.
finding
So
the
they,
host is the most difficult challenge.
yes. Yeah, so they can still do it now, but they have to spend more time than
Ye-
usual. Because if you are applying
Yes.
6 months before, you can give 1 or 2 hours every day, but now you have to give more time because you have to uh, take every question very seriously and writing everything in there. Okay. So like you are like about to finish this fellowship now? Like how now? It's
Yeah, I
for
am
you now?
going to finish January next year.
Okay. So that's so okay. So we are like wishing you good luck for next opportunities as well. Okay, so in this fellowship, like how has the fellowship influenced your research career, the professional network? Did you able to make new collaboration other than your host institute, like in this fellowship?
Yes, like I went to the Japan, I have some collaboration in Japan as well. So this fellowship has given me an international collaboration platform. So in many LSP conference we have hosted last year in the Prague Center. So I have met with the many people, those who are the stalwarts in the laser shock peening. So I have built up the connections with them, and now I have good connection with them. So it is like in I have also in France one collaborator which is performing. I am also planning to apply for the next MSCA with him as a host institute.
Okay. Okay. So people, we also want to inform people like we in MCPF in this conference we have specific like amount for networking, so you can go to any lab. So how was in your case like so how often you can visit some lab, or is there restriction in this fellowship? Like I think this is completely independent. You can do research independently under the supervision. I mean, you have to discuss with your supervisor, of course, but in somewhat it is independent compared to normal postdoc. So
Yes, like
can
you are the PI for your like research. So you have to decide like where you have to go, and you are having the funding. So you can decide the budget allocation. You have to spend those money. So it depends upon you where you want to spend those money, either on the travel or the contingency or for the consumable. So like you can review it and you can just plan the things by yourself. So there is a freedom.
okay, so people can visit any lab as per their budget, so they can visit labs and collaborate. So that is quite good opportunity in these fellowships. So okay, so if we talk about like proposal, so when you were writing this proposal, so what were the like biggest challenge for you like you faced while writing? It is not of course not a smooth journey. I mean, while writing, you have to spend a lot of time. So what was the like major challenges if you remember right now?
Like most of the things, if you don't know the lab properly, then you don't know about the lab equipments and other facility over there. So if you will write something randomly, they will ask the questions. Like if you will prepare it, the like I will do the deposition of using laser DED in 2 months, then they will ask like how will you do it? It is not feasible, because deposition first will do the parametric optimization and all those things. So they are the expert in those areas. So you need to plan everything like carefully with the feasible timelines. So they will also check the feasibility, and those interviewers will sit in the interview and they will ask you direct the questions. So these challenges are there, like what are the facility available with us, if they will not clearly tell you, because sometimes they will tell you yes, it is available with our partner institutes and everything can be done in 2 years, because they need someone who can come with their own funding and to execute the projects. So these are the challenges I have faced, like something which is not available with my host institute. So I put in the secondment host institute, and I have put the timing as a 3 months as a secondment institute, and they have asked me this question in the interview process, like it is not feasible to complete this task in 3 months. So I have explained them like I will break it, because it is in CTU, Czech Technical University. So it is not far away from our institute. So like even we can go 2 hours daily and we can finish our task within that time frame.
Okay,
So
that's
we need
great.
to have some justification.
Okay. Okay, so I think so we would like to thank our speaker for like sharing your experience and practical advice, of course, and this discussion, and also the practical journey as a successful co-fund fellow. So it will be very helpful for the people like who is applying and who will listen to this webinar maybe in like all the very best to the applicants for applying for further fellowship. So you can contact us anytime if you have any questions regarding if you're applying for any fellowship, if you have any questions, specific questions, you can ask, you can reach us on the LinkedIn, and also you can discuss with our speaker. So thank you so much for joining everyone today. Yeah, Himanshu, Himanshu Rai, do you have any things to say? You can conclude this session.
Yeah, I just have one question to Himanshu, Dr. Himanshu, is there any fixed duration for the Marie Curie CoFund Fellowship? Like for some fellowship, I have observed that it goes beyond 2.5 years or 3 years. So for Marie Curie, it is 2 years, it is fixed, 12 to 24 months. But for CoFund, it goes beyond 24 months also, or it is only 24 months?
Yeah, in some cases it go beyond 24 months, like 36 months. But in our case, it is standard, so it is only 2 years.
And it is basically a host specific or institute specific. So it can come anytime in the year. There is no specific timeline also for this fellowship, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. And is there secondment is necessary or mandatory for the co-fund, or it is optional?
Yes, it is mandatory. Like 3 months you need to have the secondment.
Okay.
Without secondment, like it is just like PF, like it is mandatory.
Okay. So
Okay,
these are
so
the
in your case,
Yeah.
Himanshu.
so this is the main difference, I think, between the Marie Curie fellowship, postdoctoral fellowship, and the pure co-fund. So I think this we need to understand from this webinar. So you can, if you want to apply for the co-fund, definitely you have to look for the fellowship throughout the year on different platforms. Like you said, Urasys is a very good platform for finding this fellowship.
Yes, right.
So in MSc PF, we have like optional secondment, but in most of the co-funds, they have like specific fixed. They have to do it like for from 3 to 6 months. Some co-fund have like 6 months, but in P4F it was fixed for they
3 months.
should at least for 3 months. So whenever you're applying for any for applicants, whenever you're applying for any fellowship, you have to check their criteria very briefly, like what they are asking for, and follow that in the proposal template. Okay, I think we are like people are convinced with this webinar, and they will be like encouraged to like apply for these fellowship in future. And so we wish you all the very best, and thank you so much all for joining this webinar on MSCA CoFund Fellowship. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you so
Vicky
much,
and Dr. Himanshu, for inviting me today and giving me this opportunity to speak today. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you
all
very
the
much.
best for all the participants.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.